Today, we do a full review of the Sinabroks Stitching Punch. So I got my Sinabroks Stitching Punches about 2 months ago. I posted an unboxing video and that's become my most popular video on my channel so far. I've also received a bunch of messages from you guys saying they want the full review. So obviously I'm gonna do that. So I'll start by saying these are the two that I got. These are the 1.2 millimeter holes at a 5 millimeter spacing. I got the 8 and the 2. The reason I got the 8 and 2 is because with the 8, you can remove each of these prongs and drop it down to whatever size that you want, right? So I recently did a little coin pouch and this was too big to go along the side of it, but if I dropped down 2 prongs, it was perfect for each side. The 2 obviously is just to go around corners, but one added benefit of the 2 is you can pull out the second one and you can actually just use it as a single punch if you're getting patterns or templates off of Etsy that just require you to punch one hole at a time. And I know a few guys that do that. So these things are pretty expensive. They're not all that accessible to a beginner leather worker. The 2-prong one I got for $140 Canadian. It's about 111 US dollars. That's just this. 140 bucks or 111 bucks depending where you live. The 8-prong came in at 217 Canadian dollars or 172 US dollars. And then paid shipping on top of all that. As well as I waited, 2 months for them. Jin at Sinabroks is a busy guy. These things are really popular, so if you order from him, you're not going to get them right away. But I'm happy that I did. It was a big expense buying both of those, and I was pretty nervous when I first, forked over that much money for these things, and was really happy to see the quality and what they can do when I got them. So today I'm going to compare them against the punches that, I got when I was brand new. I'm still pretty new. And show you why these things are worth it. So right here I have just 3 pieces of leather laminated together. This is 4 to 5 ounce Yukon Black by SB Foot. I generally don't punch through 3 layers of leather at a time, even with the Sinabroks, just because that's my preference. I generally will go through 2 at a time, just because you can kind of get your stitching lines wonky when you start punching through thick layers. Like, you need to really go through at that angle, and when you start going off, it actually strays by quite a lot. So I generally do 2, but for the sake of just showing you what these things can do, we'll do 3 layers today. So here's the leather, and I'm gonna start with, this is the first punch that I ever got. This is the old diamond chisel. Comes in most of the Amazon starter kits. Mark a line there. I have not used these things in a long time, so we'll see how this goes. Okay, and that actually went through pretty good. I haven't used this heavier maul with these before. I'm having a hell of a time getting it out of the leather. And actually I went through, these are scrap, and I actually just went through a section that only has 2 pieces, so I'm going to try it again on the other end. So here we go, we'll line it up. through, And it went through, and it's a huge pain to get out of there. But if you look, we did get it through. It was a pain to pull out, and I'm thinking if I do another one, it'll probably not be much of a straight line, but we'll try. Yeah, that's actually not too bad. I mean, I've polished these things up a little bit, but we'll do another line here. So this is my 1mm stitching punch that I got from Kemovancraft. This was my upgrade from the starter kit that I started with, and this thing actually did me well for a long time. It's not perfect by any means, but you gotta, you know, start somewhere, work your way up. Here we go. I'm having a hard time even getting through with this thing. They're pretty dull. I've used them quite a bit. I've used them more than diamonds. Yeah, those are a lot of effort to put through. I mean, I could hammer them through, but whatever. That was dumb. So here's the Sinabroks. And I mean, kind of a spoiler alert, but this is pretty effortless. I've done this a few times. There, they're through. Now watch how easily they lift out. Perfect holes on both sides. We'll finish it off. Again, just watch it lift out. I mean, they're so sharp. I couldn't do it with the 8 because it's a lot of surface area to push through, but I can just about, we'll try it here, but I can just about push the 2 through without using the mallet. Actually, I can definitely push it through without using the mallet. Not that I'd recommend doing this, but just to show you how sharp these things are, it's pretty much effortless. So you can see how nice these things are. They're super easy to push through the leather and just as easy to pull out of the leather, which is probably the best part of it. I can't tell you how many times I was trying to pull these things out of, you know, thicker layers of leather on. I make a card holder where I go through 3 layers, and it takes a lot of time. You can tell that this thing, I could barely get it into the leather, but I mean, these are pretty dull. That's I've got a lot of use out of this. But I've seen guys talking about these not being dull after a year of use, and I'm maybe 5 or 6 months with this. Your diamond punch is a good starting point. I mean, as you can see, I did get it through there. And I used this for a while. I just wasn't a fan. I wanted the larger round holes, mainly because I use a 1mm thread. So it worked fine for me as well. I would never go back having used these now. Even when they were brand new, they were nowhere near as sharp as these. And where you really save time on these is pulling it back out of the leather, where you could see that I was struggling a bit to pull these things out of the leather, and they just practically lift out. They're really worth your money. I mean, I can go on and on about them, but they're great. If you have the money for them, buy them. If you don't have the money for them, that's okay. Stick with what you have for now, or buy something in between and just start putting some money away from them. But they are worth the money. It is a direction you should be looking to go. They will improve your craft. They will make life easier for you. They look amazing because they're brass, and everything should be made out of brass. I'll leave the links down to Sinabroks in the description. There's a few places you can buy them if you order through Sinabroks. Like I said, it took me 2 months to get mine. But there's a few other places. I'll link them all if you like what I'm doing. Like and subscribe to my channel. It helps me out huge and helps me get the ball rolling here. Your guys' support's already been amazing. It's starting to pick up now. Yeah, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments. I'll get back to everyone, or shoot me a message, or you can catch up with me on Instagram. It's probably where I'm most active outside of here. I do have Facebook. I'm active there, but more engaged with Instagram. If you want to see me unbox these, I'll leave a link to that in the description, as well as check out one of my other videos. I am coming out with videos once a week on Wednesdays generally. So if you don't mind heading over and checking out one of those, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you.